A convicted baby killer nurse will never walk the streets again.
And you will spend the rest of your life in prison.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about convicted serial killer Lucy Letby from Northern England. What she was convicted of was killing 7 babies under her care because she was a nurse, and she tried to kill at least 6 more. And I think this has got to be the worst case of this ever happening in UK's history as far as child murder. Now, as far as killing adults and whatnot, you got Jack the Ripper, some of the older stories, but I think this right here is right up there with that particular story. Now, before I get into it, I think there could be a lot of stuff like this going on. Well, I'm not going to say like it's widespread or common, but it's a thing that could happen. You have people that have crazy, deranged minds and they want to hurt people. They want to kill people. Well, you got babies that are in your care and there's nobody really around you to watch. So you have the ability to do it. Same thing with people that abuse the elderly and do things that are that nature. And I think that if anybody does a thing like this, any kind of serial killing, obviously, is terrible. But when you're taking the lives of the completely innocent, I mean, it's got to be a special place in hell. No punishment on earth could ever truly penalize you for what you have done. All right. Now, the person, Lucy, got life in prison for this. I'm not quite sure if there is death penalty in UK. I mean, if it was me and I could just be the king and just rule by fiat and say, okay, no laws, no due process, I'd take her out back and handle it that way. But different story. I digress. Before I go any further, let's roll some news and then we're going to get into an article. There's also a full documentary, like 45 minutes. I will link to everything in the description box. If you're on IG, visit link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Jailed for life, never to be released. Former nurse Lucy Letby murdered 7 babies in her care and tried to kill 6 more. A judge delivering the harshest punishment possible to...
By the way, this is ABC News Australia.
Britain's worst serial child killer of recent times.
This was a cruel, calculated and cynical campaign of child murder.
Yes, they do still wear the wigs and whatnot in court in UK, in case you were wondering. Just an obvious observation. Let's keep on going.
Involving the smallest and most vulnerable of children.
Letby was last week found guilty of murdering 5 baby boys and 2 baby girls while working in the neonatal unit of a Northern England hospital between 2015 and 2016. A 10-month trial found the 33-year-old injected them with insulin or air, or force-fed them milk. A note found by police in Letby's home in 2018 read, "I killed them on purpose because I'm not good enough to care for them."
There was a deep malevolence bordering on sadism in your actions. You have no remorse.
Grieving families were present in court to hear Letby's sentence and detail the impact of her crimes. Lucy Letby destroyed our lives, one father said. The anger and the hatred I have towards her will never go away.
And nobody in this world would blame this man for how he feels. Nobody. If anybody has anything negative to say about the father and how he feels, I mean, I think any person that thinks that way thinks the same way as this monster who killed their child.
The mother of another child said, "There's no sentence that will ever compare to the excruciating agony that we've suffered as a consequence of your actions." Letby herself wasn't present, choosing to remain in her cell.
That was a matter of kind of great fury for the families, especially. They told us that it felt like a slap in the face that she didn't come up into the dock from the cells.
I think
she should most certainly have to come up and face the families. Okay, you want to take innocent people, innocent children, innocent babies that have no way to defend themselves, that have done nothing at all other than just exist. You got to face their families 100%.
It's cowardly, and we are looking and have been at changing the law to make sure that that happens, and that's something that we'll bring forward in due course.
And this man here is UK's Prime Minister.
Been at changing the law to
Rishi Sunak.
Make sure that that happens, and that's something that we'll bring forward in due course.
Lucy Letby's victims now trying to forget her and remember their children. Bonnie Simons-Brown, ABC News.
So there you have it. We're going to get into an article here. And again, I will link to everything I'm talking about right now in the box so you guys can see it for yourself. Like I said, there's also a feature-length documentary that I'm going to place in the box as well. So you have that. But this is really a crazy story. Let me go ahead and pop this up right quick. You see this person, this monster, who, like I said, if it was up to me, I could take her out back and just be done with it. It wouldn't be life in prison, taxpayer money taking care of her. Nah, go ahead and just deal with it how you got to deal with it right away. So that's a person right there. Let's continue on here. So early one morning, July 2018, Lucy Letby was led away from her home in handcuffs after being arrested for the first time. The neonatal nurse, 28 at the time, was to be questioned about the truly unthinkable crimes that, upon conviction, would make her UK's most prolific child serial killer in modern times. Her arrest followed a painstaking investigation by Cheshire Police that, at its height, involved nearly 70 officers and civilian staff. The sole focus of Operation Hummingbird was to investigate the alarming and unexplained rise in deaths and near-fatal collapses of premature babies in the Countess of Chester Hospital's neonatal unit. Within hours, news of Letby's arrest was making headlines around the world. See, the thing about it, the way she was doing this, it kind of was, I don't want to say undetectable, but it was easier to pass it off as an accident or a mistake or something that was more natural. Because sometimes you have children that pass away after birth, shortly thereafter, for a variety of reasons. But when you see an abnormally high rate of it at one particular place, now we got to pause and investigate and see what's going on. Okay, is there something wrong with our practices or procedure? Is something in the hospital, something in the air? Do we have a malicious staff member? What's going on? And I think that's how they were able to identify that this person did this. So she got found guilty of murdering 7 babies. Doctors' warnings ignored as Letby killed more babies. Letby took everything from us, said parents of twins, and then they arrested her. So apparently the doctors were sounding an alarm, and then there was nothing being done. So now we might have a bureaucratic logjam. I was reading about this before, and they were saying that she was able to get away with it. Someone to bring race into it. I mean, I don't really know nothing about that. We're talking about Northern England. I mean, how many people that are not white do you have in a place like Northern England? I mean, you might have a handful, but I don't think that's really the case. I think racism in the United States is a lot more pronounced than it is in UK. And again, I don't think that's just kind of a lazy way to go about it. You know, that's really just lazy. You got to do police work and figure out what's going on. So she was initially released on police bail, but was subsequently arrested twice more, and then ultimately charged in November 2020. Since October, the now 33-year-old has been on trial at Manchester Crown Court, accused of murdering 7 babies and attempting to murder 10 others between June 2015 and June 2016. She steadfastly denied all the 22 charges against her, but was found guilty of 7 counts of murder and 7 of attempted murder involving 6 babies. But again, they found evidence in her house. They found a letter. So they have evidence against her. So it's not just happenstance or he said, she said. They have evidence. So jury of 7 women and 4 men deliberated for more than 110 hours after hearing 9 months of harrowing evidence. But what have we learned about the woman who murdered and attempted to kill babies she was trusted to care for? So she's born 1990. So that makes her what, 33, and grew up in Hereford with her mother and father. Okay. So apparently mom and dad, I'm not sure what the household was like. She attended local school and 6th form college, selecting subjects she believed would help her achieve goals and aspirations. Wanted to work with kids, blah, 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 blah. There's more here. I mean, I don't want to get into the whole thing, but apparently this is kind of a normal upbringing. Maybe there's more that's going to be in documentary about any kind of potential abuse or whatever. But there's always an excuse. Oh, I was abused as a child. I got mental health problems, all kind of stuff. Okay, so check this out right here. She had no previous convictions, reprimands, or cautions recorded against her. She found herself sitting in the dock behind a glass screen as a prosecution labeled her a calculating and devious opportunist who gaslighted colleagues to cover her murderous assaults. All right. So, I mean, this person, unassuming, there was no red flags apparently about her until there were. Her defense team argued that the deaths and collapses are due to serial failures in care in the unit, and she was a victim of a system that wanted to apportion blame when it failed. During the trial, jurors were given a glimpse into Letby's life outside work, with her once private WhatsApp and social media messages read to the court. She quite after social life. I used to regularly attend salsa, go out with friends, go on holidays in the gym. And then they were showing pictures of their home or whatever. Got a teddy bear in the house. It looks kind of unassuming. It looks pretty unassuming. Let me see. Yeah, it's not really much there. Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore toys. Real basic. But they were able to find out that this was the person that did all these harrowing crimes. So one thing I want to say as I close, never judge a book by its cover. You may think this person looks regular normie, nurse, unassuming. Never, ever judge a book by its cover. Obviously, that's not necessarily what happened here. They were able to identify this person. They were able to arrest this person and get her sent behind the walls. Like I said, I don't know what the death penalty laws are in UK, but if it was me, I'd go ahead and just take her out back and it'd be over with. But as I close, for real, I want to say this. Rest in peace to all the innocent children that have passed away, and prayers out to all the families that want their children. You know, a lot of people, I got to bring up the obvious elephant in the room, unfortunately. Some say, you know, what about abortion? Is that and the third? Well, look, some parents actually want their children, right? They want their kids. They want to, and they don't want to go down that road. Personally, I would say, let's not kill any children, but you got to abide by the laws of a nation. If a nation of people say it's okay to have abortion, I don't agree with it, but that's what the law says. But obviously, when a child is born, how are we going to have the child be killed? I mean, but again, if it's me, either way, I would say no. But obviously, nobody, well, I think 99.99% of people are going to say that it's okay to take a life of someone that's already, a baby is already here. You can't do that. She did that. Now she's gone forever. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What are your thoughts on this case? I know there was a lot of detail that I didn't cover. Again, there's a very long documentary. There's more articles, more information about her. I will link to everything in the box. But what did I miss? What's your opinion about what's going on? Do you think there's racism here? And that's the reason why it took quite a while for her to get convicted and whatnot. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is really disgusting, terrible. And if only we could apply this to other forms of children being taken from us. If we could apply it there, then I think we make a lot of strides in society as a whole, not just UK, but US, etc. We make definitely positive strides. But this here, I mean, people like that are the lowest of the low, the absolute lowest of the low, scum of the earth, and they deserve whatever they have coming to them in this life and in the afterlife. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.